Who is the greatest drummer alive today? That's a tough question, and I'm sure would have many, many different answers from many different people, and I'm sure they'd all be very valid arguments. But I think without a doubt, guys, we can at least include two names in that discussion very easily. One of those being Estepario Siberiano, and the other one being Danny Carey from The Tool. Good news today, guys. We're going to kind of get to see a little bit of both of them, if you will, here. Today, guys, we're going to be checking out the cover from Estepario Siberiano of The Pot from Tool, aka Danny Carey, guys. I am super stoked for this. We checked out The Pot not too long ago and absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to see what Estepario Siberiano is doing with it in his rendition. With that being said, let's get into it, shall we?
Who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. I hold deep in muddy waters. You practically raised the dead. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence down.
That's cool. I was going to talk about that in a second.
Soapbox house of cards and glass, so don't go tossing your stones around. You must have been high. You must have been high. You must have been.
Still there. I like it. Man, okay, couple of really cool nuanced things here already, guys. So one, when we reacted to this song, we saw just the audio track of it, and I commented on how much I really wished I could see the pedal work that was going on from Danny Carey in this song. And I just want to acknowledge right off the bat that I love that he has the pedal cam here, and we can really see all of the nuances that are going on with his feet, because that's to me where most of the crazy work is actually happening. The stuff that he's doing with his hands is bananas too, like it really is. But the footwork in this song in particular is so highly impressive. So I just really appreciate that he has that camera. I love I can tell this is one of his earlier videos. The miking setup is not near as nuanced and clean as some of his later ones, but nothing detracting from that. It's cool to see some of his more earlier works that he's done here, Estepario Siberiano specifically. But I love how unique this is, his snare that he's got there, guys. So, and a lot of times, like, pros, high-end players, they'll add some things to the snare on the top, on the actual head itself, to try to kind of dampen the sound some. I have never, ever, ever seen literally a weight put on top of the snare. Typically you might see maybe a piece of paper or something like that. You might see some duct tape, something like that. Just something to add a little bit of dampening to the snare to kind of prevent some of that extra reverb that you're getting, so it's a little cleaner in sound. But I just immediately thought that was so cool. I've never seen someone use a weight, to have that much. That's a lot. That's a lot of compression to prevent any extra reverb. That's really cool. I also, just quick comment, I love the way he's got his tom tune there, the floor tom, guys. I love the tuning of that. It's it seems a little deeper than what I'm used to. I just love how he has that tuned right now. It's just a little side note of that. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Fills are incredible. Just the groove, the vibe. He's spot on, which is really impressive. This is a tough song. I love that fourth, man. The doubling work in that is bananas. So a lot of the stuff that he's done so far is mostly single. We're starting to hear now some more of the double work. We've heard some of the double at times through some of his fills, but never that extensively through a section. That was crazy. Lights too. At first I thought I was just imagining that, but he's actually got lights flashing on some of these hits too, which is it's a really cool like visual and musical lineup that we've got going on there. It's really neat. Yeah, the bass work here is nuts. My favorite part of the original. Just the groove on the bass, the guitar here. Okay. We got to back up a little bit there because so if you aren't familiar with drums at all, guys, and you just heard that section, you'd be like, oh, that was crazy. And you probably wouldn't realize why it's even more crazy than you first thought. When we look at this section, this little break that we have here at the end in particular, almost all of the crazy fast sticking stuff is just in his left hand. His right hand is just doing accents. Like there's all this stuff that we keep hearing. That's all his left hand. Like it's nuts. I also really appreciate again, we're gonna go back just so you guys can see some of that stuff there. But I appreciate the cowbell. It's very nuanced. It's very subtle, actually. I thought it was going to be way more loud and way more pronounced, and it's just this little subtle tone color that I really appreciate that he's not overplaying it like crazy, even though we might have a fever. It's not the Cure right now, guys. Not the Cure right now. All right, let's keep going. Watch the left hand through this section, guys. Just nuts. Most of that, that's all left hand. His right right hand is just hitting accents through most of it. Fun fact, this is actually the hardest part of the whole song. Like, if anyone has ever played with a group and you have a stretch of silence where there's a total lack of pulse, you know what I'm talking about. This is actually the most difficult part of the song, when there is zero pulse happening and he just has to maintain that tempo the entire time. I don't know if he's playing to a click track. I imagine he is, because he's obviously hearing the rest of the song. But still, unless there's a click track happening, he doesn't hear a pulse. He just hears, you know, steady, maintained sound, no actual pulse. It's really hard to do. Really impressive. Nails it. Feeling it. I love it. Look at the footwork through here, too. My gosh. Left hand. I love the ending. I absolutely love the ending. Like, it just shows you how incredibly intense that song is, man. Not only intense, but again, if anybody's familiar with the iceberg analogy and how, you know, here's the little 10% at the top that you see, you know, like hard work, practice, et cetera, and then the 90% of the actual work that goes into it. This just like screams that, man. You could tell that he put in just insane amounts of time and work and effort into practicing that and laying that down and nailing every aspect of that. Just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work that goes into that. Just a massive kudos to him for being able to nail that, man. On top of the obvious talent levels that he has, but you could tell he puts in a ton of work on that, guys. Absolutely loved it. It's so like I said in our reaction to the pot from Tool, it was just an audio video, unfortunately, so we could hear all this stuff. But I talked a lot about how I wish I could see it happening. And this is like right there, man. Like, to be able to see a lot of this stuff, and obviously it's not exactly what Danny Carey did in his version, but to be able to see a lot of the nuances and exactly how he's executing these things, it's so cool. It's so cool to see behind the scenes and how great that is. Like I said, guys, we get a little bit of both of the best, best of the both worlds, so to speak, here with both Siberiano as well as the original Tool version of this, so to speak, if you will. So absolutely love this, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I did. If you did, I'd really appreciate it, guys, if you like the video. More importantly, if you want to catch more content that we've got here coming out, whether it be for Tool or for Estepario Siberiano, there we go, sorry, tongue-tied for a second. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything. Last but not least, guys, we would not be able to do any of this without our patrons, guys. They make this all possible. So just wanted to give a massive shout out and say thank you to all of our patrons for what you do and how much you enable us to be, in this and succeed in this and just enjoy this love of music that we have here, guys. With that being said, everybody, catch you next time.
Just cannot be beat.